Welcome to the weekend edition of the Fast Five by Fear and Greed. I'm Michael Thompson, and hello, Sean Aylmer.
Hello, Michael.
Sean, on weekdays, it's all about the Fast Five, the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. On the weekend, we still keep it, obviously, to 5 minutes, but we are going to pick out the biggest story of the week and the most remarkable story, the sleeper story, which is one that's kind of flying under the radar a little bit, one to watch, and then our favourite story as well. What was the biggest story of the week for you?
I think it was politics. It was the last sitting week of Parliament before the 5.5-week mid-winter break. All sides came out blazing. The Voice got a good run. Basically, we saw the bill to authorise the Voice referendum pass, likely to be held on October 14. Well, that's what the bookmakers say anyway. Albanese, our Prime Minister, wants a respectful and fact-based debate. Opposition leader Peter Dutton came out and he said that he thought the referendum should be called off because it's not going to pass, so why divide the nation? That was a big one this week. Also plenty about the government's $10 billion housing support package, which the Greens refused to support. Anthony Albanese said he might use that lack of support as the first half of a trigger for a double dissolution election. We had Katie Gallagher under attack over what she knew about the Brittany Higgins rape case. We had Treasurer Jim Chalmers happy about the economy. Former Liberal, now independent member David Van, he's under pressure to leave Parliament over allegations of inappropriate conduct. Plenty going on, and the Pollies have gone home to their electorates for the next 5 weeks or so, Michael.
Yeah, big week in politics. The biggest story for me this week was actually about the property market and the fact that the correction in house prices now appears to be behind us. We had forecasts from Domain this week predicting that we are heading back to record price levels. It's going to be a well-established, steady recovery, according to Domain. It's kind of big news because it defies what you would expect, considering the number of interest rate rises that we've had and the fact that there's probably still more to come. Yet here we are now beginning a sustained recovery and bracing for record house prices in Sydney, Adelaide and Hobart, particularly due to population pressure. So many people coming to Australia and everybody needs somewhere to live, Sean.
Yeah, it's a great story, that one. Michael, what about your most remarkable story?
Well, I love this one because it's a feel-good kind of story. Australia's richest man, Andrew Forrest, and his wife, Nicola, have donated almost $5 billion worth of Fortescue Metals Group shares to their own charity, the Minderoo Foundation. That's 220 million shares, 1/5 of their shareholding in Fortescue. It came with a suggestion of sorts from Andrew Forrest that kind of charities who've received stock in the past have done better holding on to the shares and using the dividends to do good. And that is really what they're trying to do here. It's expected the donation will see more money going to the existing causes the foundation supports already rather than taking on new ones, but it already does so much. Anti-slavery and medical research and Indigenous programs, among others. I just love it. It's a very positive story and hopefully a big boost of philanthropy in this country.
My most remarkable story was the fact that Reserve Bank Deputy Governor Michelle Bullock actually came out and said Australia needs to lose 140,000 jobs. It's just remarkable that she said it. Problem with having an extra 1.1 million new jobs since late 2021 and an unemployment rate of 3.6% is that there aren't enough workers out there. They're demanding higher wages. That, of course, feeds through to inflation. Reserve Bank's job is to keep a lid on inflation. So if we have so few workers looking for jobs, that's going to put wage pressure on inflation. That means higher interest rates. What Bullock said is we need to get rid of about 140,000 jobs to put us back into equilibrium. The fact that she said it is quite remarkable.
Yeah, sure is. Sleeper story this week, I've got a very brief nomination, and it's one that's kind of taken people by surprise a little. A surge in early onset cancer in the under 50 age group, so significant that some epidemiologists are saying it should actually be called an epidemic. The data shows that cancer rates for 20 to 34-year-olds are now at their highest level in 30 years. Researchers don't exactly know why this is, but they suspect that changes in kind of nutrition and lifestyle play a role. A lot of those cancers are in the gastrointestinal kind of area, which supports the case for a link with the diet. So we can expect to hear a lot more about this into the future, potential changes to things like screening programs, starting younger. It's a really serious story, Sean.
It sure is. My sleeper story, just very quickly, it's another retailer came out and said they're finding it tough, best and less this time. So we've had Wesfarmers, Treasury Wine Estates, Domino's, Baby Bunting, Michael Hill, Maggie Beard, Dusk and others. Other companies being sold off, JB Hi-Fi, Premier Investments, Super Retail Group, Harvey Norman. Their share prices tumbled towards the end of the week. On Main Street, people are finding it very tough. You really have to wonder if the Reserve Bank is appreciating that.
Sean, what was your favourite story this week?
It came from President Joko Widodo from Indonesia. He decided that the best way to get people to travel more or consume more is just to give them holidays. So Indonesia has a holiday on June 29 President Widodo declared holidays on June 28 and 30, 5-day weekend. Everyone gets out there and spends money. What a novel and genius way to get people consuming, Michael.
Fantastic story, Sean. For me, my favourite story was actually out of India. Two stories, actually, one after the other. On Monday, we had Indian budget airline Indigo place an order to buy 500 jets from Airbus. It's the single largest order ever of any aircraft. Pretty amazing. But then the very next day, Air India placed an order for 470 jets, 250 from Airbus, 220 from Boeing, potential to get another 70. So in just 1 week, in just 2 days, we had 2 Indian airlines ordering nearly 1,000 aircraft. Clearly, this is a population. The Indian population is one that is on the move, and hopefully we see a few of those come down to Australia in the future, Sean.
Hopefully.
Indeed. All right, there we go. 5 minutes from pretty much everything you need to know in the world of business. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
We'll be back on Monday morning with the top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Don't forget to hit follow on the podcast. I'm Michael Thompson, and this is the Fast 5 by Fear and Greed.